What is going on, everybody? It is Lukey Boy here again for a video about whitelisting and flips. So on this video, what I'm going to try to walk you through or show you in terms of my thought processes is like flipping a whitelist, because each individual whitelist will have slightly different dynamics at play relating to the potential to flip them. So some will be almost a guarantee flip, some will be more of a 50-50 flip, and sometimes there'll be many whitelists that I miss out on. I've had two in the last, say, 6 weeks, where the floor price is actually pretty much the same as the mint price, but then the next day, once it's sold out, it's 3x. So there's lots of different things you need to kind of look out for. Obviously, I'm not going to go through all of them, but I'm going to go through one example now for a whitelist that I've got coming up in about 10 minutes. So I'm doing it in terms of my thought process now, and also I'll be kind of showing you as it happens what's going on. Okay, so it's actually for this project here. Now, if you want to go onto the actual OpenSeas, it's this. Now, an interesting thing that just happened, and I'll go over why it's interesting, is this obviously is a best offer, so people can put in offers and you can accept. So a second ago there was 0.69, and this person just accepted it, right? The reason that's important is because I obviously knew on my mind, if I was fast enough, as in minting the whitelist, I could sell it for that much. Now, why is it important? Well, the actual buy price of this is 0.5 ETH. Half an ETH, which is ridiculously expensive for this time of the market, as in, not a lot of things are doing well. Now, obviously the floor price is 0.75. What is the volume? Well, there was 54 sales here, but most of the days there is shit all volume. I mean, shit all, there is volume, right? But it's just minor. It's minor. Now, okay, let's talk about a bit more about the projects, as in terms of not the actual project itself, but the details. There's 1,000 already minted, so there was like an early release of 1,000. The next release is going to be for the rest of the collection. Let's see if it says here. Yeah, it's going to be 9,000 of these flooding onto this market, onto here. So there's only 10% released, so there's a premium usually. Now there's going to be another 9,000. Now, my thought process here is, it is most probable that this floor price will pretty much go to, it's impossible to say exactly where it'll go, but it'll basically be mint price. So it's kind of like you don't win money, you don't lose money. And it will probably fluctuate around, because as it gets closer to mint price, people that might want to buy in can get in for the same as the mint price. So they will be buying, you get what I mean? Because obviously a lot of the people that have whitelist and all that kind of thing obviously have an opportunity to buy it off the website. And everyone else that missed out can only buy it on secondary. So that can obviously drive some activity. And if they can buy in close to mint price, then it's amazing. The reason obviously I was interested is because the best price here was 0.69. And I was like, right, if I can be fast enough to get in, and the way that I would do that is I would just go into my MetaMask like now, and I would basically manually put my MetaMask to fast or priority high, I think it is, so that it would basically get through in it would be like 10 seconds faster, and that 10 seconds is all I need for it to obviously get to my account, for me to then obviously click the accept bid and process through this. Obviously someone else could do it faster, so there's obviously that risk, but obviously it's more of a sure thing if you can clearly see that there's an offer for that. Where now, obviously, the best I could do is basically probably lose a bit of money, because I'd mint it for 0.5, and then I'd obviously pay a bit of gas, which is going to be like micro, but then I'd have to obviously accept the bid and pay a little bit of gas. The gas right now is like $4, so it's nothing. But then obviously they would take their fees for the commission. Obviously, let's just look at the fees. The fees are 5%, so 7.5% would go in fees in total. And yeah, I just see that potentially this could even go below floor price in a couple of days when there's lack of buyers. As you can see here, there is a lack of potential buyers for the amount of an extra 9,000. Yeah, like even if you had like 10% of that in people interested in buying. So if there's 9,000, they had 900 potential buyers. I mean, it's not had 900 in total volume for like ever, maybe. No, it's not. 87 on the first day. It's not, since its inception, almost a month ago. It's probably had, what's this total? 409 divided by an average price of, what is it? 409 divided by 0. Let's just do pretty straightforward. It's had like 554 sales. It's not going to be exact. It might be 500, might be 600, but it's not even had 900 sales in total. So what's going to happen when an extra 9,000 flood into this market? Unknown. It could be that there is some profit potentially available. It could be 0.58, something like that. Like, and you can still make, $80, $100, something like that potentially. But obviously there's an unknown. So what am I going to be doing right now? It's in 5 minutes. I'm going to be watching. Obviously, I'm going to refresh this to see if anyone puts another best bid in. Obviously, the floor's just dropped a bit. And I reckon the reason that this person took it 14 minutes ago is because they had that same thought process in mind, meaning they thought, when another 9,000 get released, I don't see this floor being stable. And therefore, they're taking the hit now on this in profit on a 0.5. So like, because I've seen this happen like 20 minutes before the mint, it's given me like another layer of thought, thinking, that person's thinking the same as me. So I've got my ETH ready to mint this, but I'm not going to mint it right away because I want to see what happens. I then went into Discord and said, how long is the mint? Pretty much, I just went in here somewhere. How long is the mint allowed for the whitelist? And there's like two types of whitelist. One's for 3 mints. So anyone that's minting 3 can obviously sell 2 and, obviously make a small profit, which is even worse because if there's just 1 per wallet, yeah, it makes it a little bit better because there's less people wanting to flip. But if you've got 3, you're not going to keep 3 probably, at least sell 1 or 2, right? So I see that. We do it live here. It's very interesting to see. And I don't see this potentially even selling out, worst case. It sells 3,000 out of 10,000, but just because the floor price gets to a point when people don't want to mint anymore because there's no money to be made. And right now, a lot of people are looking to make fast profits because it's a bit tough in this market. I actually deposited some ETH prior to like about half an hour ago in preparation, and now I'm like, well, now I've got ETH sitting in there. What do I do? Well, because obviously some that was a waste, wasn't it? Like that didn't need to do that. For example, you could say, what am I going to do now? But in terms of the ETH price, now I don't obviously know what's going to happen, right? But it's not impossible. It's not that far-fetched that ETH will kind of come up here somewhere, around this blue box. I haven't even created the blue box. It might even just quickly spike up into this region, like quickly, and kind of come back down to where it is now. But potentially I could sell my ETH. Obviously it can come down, right? Like it doesn't, it can do anything ultimately. You don't know the future. But looking at Bitcoin and ETH, there's potential room for another leg up, even if it then gets rejected later on. And what I could do at that point is sell my ETH into cash, into US dollar or something, or USDT, whatever it is, or stablecoin, USC dollar, like that, a gazillion of them. And then I could hold that like conversion. Maybe I get $1,000. I don't know, let's just say. Or I get $900. Well, that actually now means I'm in profit by, I don't know, not that much, but I'm in profit by, what is it now? $150 or something. I'll be in profit $150. So what I can do is I can then let it come back down, and I can buy back in and buy ETH, and I'd have instead of 0.5 ETH, I'd have 0.6 ETH. So in theory, I've added another layer of like what if onto that option. So I've now got 2 options that I can do. Yeah, there is a third option that ETH just completely crashes and then my value is even less. But ultimately, if I then, you got to think, if I did mint this, made some profit, let's say sort of 0.6 or 0.65, whatever, then if that then is worth, like if ETH goes down, I still would have 0.65 ETH. So once I'm in ETH, I don't really worry about the price going down as such, because if I did this, the first scenario, I would still have the ETH if the market went down anyway. So yeah, I'm up in ETH, but the value could still be less than it was yesterday, or as in if it's tomorrow that the price came down. So ultimately that's going to happen. Like this, but that's a potential that's going to happen and has happened. But looking at things is not that unheard of for it to spike up here somewhere. I don't know exactly when. Probably by the end of the week. It could be quicker. Could be to like in an hour, but who knows. And at that point, all I'll do is I'll set an alert so it beeps when it happens, and basically I can just see what happens and go from there. So if you look at the time, you can't see it, but it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Let's go on here. You want to just refresh this, and you want to see when this goes live. And also, I really like it when it shows you. It's not going to probably show you. It's got 129,000 followers, but the problem is hardly anyone I know that is there, and that doesn't really mean bullshit anymore. All right, here we go. You can actually see, I like it when it shows you. Okay, because when it doesn't show you, this is obviously lagging. This is a bit of a lagging indicator, but you can see here it shows you how much it costs and everything. you know, it's probably best to refresh because it's going to be a bit crappy. I mean, it's basically saying that 10 of minute. Now, this is really not going to be too fast. The best way is to go down to transfers and actually see if people are minting these. So we've got mints here. A minute ago. Yeah. So you've only had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Literally 10 minutes, so it is actually accurate because no one else is supposed to be minting it. 42 minutes. Okay, so there's 8,800. There's no rush. You got 6 hours. So basically, you need this time just to watch and observe. This is what I do a lot of the time. Obviously, this will update. This is actually slower. Maybe I need to update it. Yeah, that's weird. Oh, I reckon it's on the OpenSea's homepage. Fair enough. Well, it just looks like some people might have, because sometimes you can mint now off the website. It's really weird. It's kind of going in 10 batches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's a lot more popping through now. So obviously we're going to go back to the website. 117, right? You know, you might think that's a lot for 0.5, but really it's not, because of how many's available. If there was only 1,000 available, I wouldn't be so worried. But there is a shit ton available. You know, you want to watch this price go down? This here? I mean, someone has got to put a best offer of 0.55, right? I mean, you know, you can make a, I don't think you can make a profit on that. If you pay, even if you pay 0.55 minus your 7.5%, I mean, yeah, that's break even, but probably a bit of loss. Look at the floor price, right? You've just seen that floor price drop from 0.75 or whatever it was. I mean, not to say that they can't make profits, right? Because someone's just literally 2 minutes ago sold this, 0.664. And so not to say that you couldn't get in there, but the problem is if you've got a lot of people jumping in, like I'm not that. See, there's quite a lot of people kind of pushing this price down now. Like, yeah, you could have probably got lucky and been that guy that literally just sold that one, and there might be even 2 now that have sold. No, there's this one guy here. So you might have been lucky and, you know, got in, and this person happened to see yours. The problem is when there's many of you jousting for that bottom position. Right now, when there's many of you jousting, like I could be like, oh shit, I need to go lower. 0.63. Problem is, like, within 20 minutes, it's like a mint price. You know, like I'm not that I'm super conservative, but in a way, I'm like not a bit stupid because I don't want to be, you know, buying something for the sake of buying it. Definitely in the bear market, definitely with, you know, like in a bull market, this could easily fly. Like not fly, but you know, you can make the floor price could hold. You've got the engagement and the people interested in projects like this. You're flipping it for, you know, like a couple of $100, and you're in, you're out, easy as pie. And that's pretty much it. But, you know, just looking at it now, like, you know, you've had one sale in the last 4 minutes and no one's really interested. Again, just like I said, there's no volume. How the hell are you going to get another 9? And then, you know, even if people wait around a bit, like this best offer, if there was, you know, some best offers, it's really hard to even use this best offer thing as well, because it gives you a massive list of like every single offer plus expiries. So you've got like this one, this one, this one, this one, but half of them are expired and you can't actually filter, which is just annoying. Look, 0.6, 0.58. I mean, it was just written, right? Again, you know, we'll just sit here for another 5 minutes and that's probably the end of the video because that's all you need to know. No one else is buying. Cool, that's good. I mean, for 5.7. Someone else is 0.5. Yeah, we did that one. Again, how many, you know, it's just not a lot. I mean, and the problem is that sometimes I will be like, no, I'm not buying this, even though in theory it's above the min price. And sometimes I wouldn't say it's going to happen on this, but where this is like a small, let's say it was 2,200 or 1,100, and the mint is 30 minutes long for whitelists, and then it's open to public or something. It's a really small window. You can't really sit around and just watch. I'll sort of be like, no, you know, not worth my time. There's no premium. There's no money to be made in that gap. And then it pops up. And not to say it pops up for ages, 0.55. You know, ready? 0.55 minus your, what is it? 7.5%. I did it a second ago. Minus 7.5%. Boom. You're basically broken even. You're probably losing like 20, $10, $15. And people are literally just, I don't know why they're aggressively doing this, because that's a break-even price anyway. So it's like, why would you just go through the effort of buying something to then, and someone's actually accepted that bid, which is ridiculous. Why mint it just to get rid of it? You know, I just can't. I mean, maybe there is a premium, like there really isn't a premium to be made into that, because if you go onto this, it looks like he's getting a lot, but obviously he's got to take the fees away from that, right? So he's accepting the bid, but he's got to pay for the gas. There we go. Oh yeah, so OpenSea's fees and commission fees. So how much did he get in the end? Annoyingly, it's, but he's got to pay the gas, you can't see that. But this guy's always also losing $40, $50, $63. So that's $780. Well, I'm pretty sure that it was to buy, well, we can just do a quick calculation. $600, what was it, $780? Let's go to ETH to Oh, come on, just give me a conversion. What was it? $780 there or there. I mean, look, it's just, this is nothing there. So why is he even bothering to, like, it doesn't take you 2 seconds to literally, I mean, I've just spoken for 15 minutes and already come to the conclusion. Someone actually bought it for 0. I don't know what that one was. I don't know, maybe they didn't. But there's like nothing going on here. Like, that person got lucky. There's one person that got lucky. So all the people minting, this is the only person that literally got lucky, that the person that was looking to buy happened to see theirs at the bottom of the floor before anyone else. You know, even 0.555, 0.54. Now we're looking at a loss. Now we're getting a loss, baby. 400, 500 minted, whatever it is. So ultimately, did I min? Well, no, I haven't. Clearly, you've seen that. It's just been me sitting here. And food for thought, well, everything I've mentioned in this whole video, pretty straightforward. Takes you, it doesn't take that long to really kind of break down the simple bits, like, flooding on an extra 9,000 in a bear market at a 0.5 ETH, when the volume is like non-existent, and you're going to flood 9,000 more onto the platform, and then you're just going to have a barrage of people lowering the floor because they're shit scared, and they thought, well, I bet the floor price was 0.75 a minute ago, or 0.69, whatever the hell it was, because it was 0.9 the other day. Like, I don't really get why people were paying that, because you could just do a quick calculation in your mind. Look at this. 0.9, 1.1, what the fuck are these people even doing? 9, 1! Like, I mean, it would have been great if you could get in on this before, but I don't even understand what these people are doing. Maybe they thought it was going to, like, ramp back up again. Like, is this person reselling it or something? No. What the fuck are they doing? No wonder everyone else jumped the fucking boat, because they were scared shitless too. But, it's kind of like, you just paint, it's like using Keep Graph on Amazon. It's like, if a customer was going to, let's say that there was like shit tons of new sellers and another night, and they were going to add on 90, so there's everyone had 100 units together. And then other sellers were going to jump on and flood it with another 900 units. What do you think's going to happen? Oh, look, the buy box has gone down. People are penny pinching. I mean, it's like literally the same thing that you do through Amazon in the NFT space. Literally, you could see this as like number of sellers in stock, and you could see the buy prices like the product price, and how quick can people get on and sell it, and like how many buyers are there, like what's the ranking and stuff like that. Literally exactly the same. It's just about like using. I mean, what's going on? You really want to make a loss in like 5 minutes? Make $80 loss. That's a day's work for someone. You just want to do it for fun in 10 minutes. And I've just given you like 20 minutes there of how not to be a fool. Literally looking at like 10 things, not even 10 things. Looking at this, some of these, total volume, total in the collection, activity. Obviously, what working out how long the window is as well, because depending on how long that window is, depends how quick you got to make a decision. So the longer you get, the easier and the harder. There's two things. If it's real quick, you've got to make a quick snapshot decision, and sometimes it can work out for your benefit because you're getting in quickly, you're minting quickly, and you're able to make a little bit of a premium. And if you wait too long near the end of the mint, obviously as more people flood the market with new NFTs, there's a potential for the price to go down if there's not demand for that NFT. So but then when you have a long time, you can take your time and breathe and calculate exactly what's going on, like I've just done now. And all I'll do is I'll just refresh this every half hour. And if by some random bloody miracle this goes up, which is very unlikely, I mean, it's not going to, it's just gone down like 0. What was it? 0. Or was it up here somewhere, wasn't it? I don't know. Yeah, it was up there somewhere. I think it's going down 0.2 in about 10 minutes, 15 minutes. But I think, you know what, we'll leave that one there. That is a real quick and easy way just to basically look for whitelist mints. I've got a lot of whitelist mints, but they're basically all here. Half of these are to be determined because everyone's scared shitless to even put a mint out right now because there's no demand for it. And so it's kind of good and bad because I'm able to build up a massive batch of mints. Like before, I used to have 2 mints at a time, like whitelists available. But now I've got this huge list, and all I got to do is go, okay, what's the 25th? Today I got these 2. That's a free mint. All right, what time's that? Do the same process, pretty much. When it's like a free mint like this, pressure's off because all you're paying is like $3 in gas. Something like $3 in gas to get that into your wallet. So all worst case, you're losing $3. And so the pressure there is completely different. And even if you make $60, $50, it's basically like a free $50 for like 15 minutes work. And you do that a couple of times here and there. You do that over a year, and you obviously Right now, he's not that high. It goes down, it goes up at some point. Cash out and the premium, and blah 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 blah. Go on forever. So yeah, a lot of people are kind of holding off from their mints for that exact reason. So having this at some stupid 0.5 ETH, I wouldn't be surprised if in a year or something, or whatever, 6 months, this is 2 ETH. But the problem is right now, this is not the demand. Supply and demand don't fit the bill for how this is being structured. No one else is buying. And this, the price is just going to keep going down because people are like, oh my god, when are people going to buy? Does someone just buy that at 0.51? And that might be, that might be where it kind of sits. It might sit at the floor. But I think with the amount, what's going to happen is this is going to stop minting because people now don't want to mint. People don't, because what's the point minting here when you can, in a minute, will be able to buy it cheaper potentially? Because this could go to 0.49 very easily. It isn't yet, so in theory it's a little bit more expensive to buy here, so it's going to carry on minting, but the pace of it is going to completely just dwindle, and that's it. Nothing's going to happen. And not to say that this project's going to die either, because because of the mint price, if you go for 1,600 times 0.5, I mean they got 800 ETH already times, I'd say 1,500. They got 1.2 million. So, not to say that's a lot, but it's not when they're trying to do what these companies are trying to do. But again, it's enough for the minute, and then what they could do later is they could then release the next batch. So that they already released 1,000 in a minute, like 20 minutes or half an hour. They could go, shit, we're going to reduce this to 1,000. So this is a potential thing. We're going to reduce this to only 1,000, and we're going to phase it through the months to keep people interested, and therefore that price could go back up to 0.7 in that instance. But the problem is these are all like random unknown things that are just maybes. But obviously, as you get more exposed to the space, and you start to see consistencies within the space, like a lot of projects are doing that. And the only reason I just mentioned it is because I'm aware that that is a thing that is not always happening, but can happen. So that could be an edge. You could call that an edge, but ultimately I'm not like experienced enough by any means to say that that's enough for me to go and buy this now, because you've just seen exactly what's already happened. And if the price was a lot cheaper, possibly, or if it was free, I wouldn't give a shit probably. I'd just buy it. But at being half an ETH is ridiculously expensive. All I'm going to do now is obviously hold that ETH, see if we can get a little bit of a increase into this range, 18% up, convert on my MetaMask, literally just straight swap on my MetaMask to USDT or USDC, something like that. And then, even if Ethereum goes up even more, doesn't matter. I'm already in profit. So I've taken that. If it goes down, nothing I can do, because I was in ETH, I would have been in ETH anyway, either holding it or buying and flipping this. So if it goes down, well, that was always going to happen anyway, and no matter really what was going on. If I was that worried about it going down, I wouldn't even be buying in at all. So worst case, you just hold. Obviously, you just look for other things. There's plenty of other things out there, so it's not like the end of the world, obviously. But that's that. So I'm going to leave the video there. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I'd say smash a thumbs up, but I'm not sure how I'm going to upload this. Maybe on YouTube, maybe in a Facebook group. But, that's a little straightforward A to Z whitelist flip, mint, and thought process strategy amalgamation. I don't know why I put fancy words in front of it, but just a flip thing that you do with NFTs, I guess. But anyway, enough from me. See you all in the next one. Bye.